So this full moon is bringing up like our biggest fears. And what are your fears, and what are the things that you're doing that it's holding yourself back? What are you fearful of? Why won't you leave that relationship? What about it are you scared of, afraid of? You can't make it on your own with your, single mom now. Like you can't do it on your own. You'll never make it, or just the things that we tell ourselves. It doesn't have to be somebody else. We could say it, you're not, you'll never make it. You'll never do it. Who do you think you are? You think of all those ego, thoughts that come up that are based on our fears.
And there's that duality too, because I think when our we have our fears, it's generally something that we need to face and we do need to step into, but there's that fear, and then there's that need to do it.
Right.
And so that again shows another collision.
Right. And some of us can go into escapism, where I used to do that, afraid to feel, because my feelings were so overwhelming.
Yeah.
But you can't heal what you don't feel. You cannot heal what you don't feel. So just know that anything that you keep from yourself, it's going to stay that way. You're going to keep attracting what you need to see in order to heal it.
Yeah. So this full moon is just telling us to feel the fear.
Yeah,
feel the fear.
And the resentment and the anger, because Aries and Chiron, especially Aries, she's rageful, resentful. When we hold resentment, we are in essence blocking our joy.
Yeah.
You can't feel joy and hate at the same time. You can't be holding on to resentment and be fully happy.
Yeah.
It's one or the other with that. You have to have faith over fear.
Yeah.
You have to believe.
Lasts forever.
It doesn't.
Yeah.
We eventually get through it, but we have to face it. You can't change it if you don't face it. You really can't. You have to be able to look at it. And honestly, people could be holding resentment and not even know it. But
yeah, true.
It happened to me. It always happens to me. I'm like, wow, I didn't even know that was there. Like, well, where did that come from? I'm blaming that person, and I'm like, wait a second.
Yeah.
I'm the one that's resentful. But being able to say, you know what? I'm sorry. I was feeling resentment towards you, and I didn't know. That's where I'm at now. Using my voice, standing in my courage, not worried about what the other person's going to say to me. I'm going to speak with truth and integrity, so that I know that I won't be holding anything within myself that's going to block me from being happy. So it's definitely something that, it's hard. It's hard to, and it all goes back to like mother-father wound or abandonment, like Mia's fear of rejection, not being seen, and that goes back with, it goes back in your lineage. It's the patterns in our families, and also as well in our DNA. So you might be holding on to something that's like not even yours to own. It's just kind of been passed on and learned from your environment. So
yeah. So the fact that you've got Cancer, which represents the maternal energy, and Capricorn, representing the paternal energy, and so a lot of things could be coming up from your early
polarity, duality, from your early childhood. That it's a wound. So Chiron is a wounded healer. So we've all been wounded some way, somehow. It may not be your mother or father. It's very possible, but most likely it is. Or it's somebody who represents that energy in your life.
Yeah, like a paternal or
uncle. It could be just about anybody. But somebody's. It could even have been a teacher in school. Like they could have just said, your work's ugly. And back then it was different. Like, there was times where they were hitting children. Think about the people who went to school and got hit.
Yeah.
Those are wounds.
Right. Well, even something like a remark like your work is ugly. Or
red pen.
Right. We don't know how we're going to process emotions. That could just sail over us with no consequence whatsoever, or little consequence, and then some people are just going to take that and hold it. So
Right. Our brains at that young age are not capable of saying, "Oh, it was that person." So we internalize it. We just have to make our egos at that stage of development. It depends on where they're at. It tries to make sense on the developmental level.
Yeah.
So if you're 4 years old and something happened to you, you're going to internalize and say, I must have made a mess in the kitchen, and this is why I deserve to be yelled at. I deserve this because this is your parent. This is your parent, and they are your God at that time. Like, you don't know any better.
Yeah.
So
this is an opportunity to just feel that and heal it
and have compassion for yourself. You know, like, we all make mistakes. It doesn't define who we are. You know, I've done a lot of bad things in my life, but I have asked for forgiveness for those things. And I walk the walk of faith every day of my life to know that, you know what I did then and what I'm doing now, that is important to tell me where I've been, to show me this is where you were almost dead, and this is where you are today. And where would you like to go? You know, I just want to continue walking on this journey of faith with you, Hope, and just speak personal truth to help others. Because when I was going through a lot of stuff, there are people on YouTube I was like, whoa, thank you. You know, sometimes we feel alone, and we're never alone. Never alone. Yeah. So, yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.